Hi, let's make a tisane from my book, 7 Pots of Tea. This one is a Hibiscus Pomegranate and Fennel Tisane. I have to thank Melissa's Produce for sponsoring this drink, and let me show you how we're going to make this tea. A tisane is a brew that is made without tea, or the tea leaves, so it has no green tea or black tea leaves, and therefore is caffeine free. In this brew, we're going to use fresh pomegranate seeds, the pods of the hibiscus flower, and one of my favorite spices in Indian cooking, the Lucknowi fennel, which is a much finer fennel than ordinary fennel seeds. I have a liter of water started up here. It's in a kettle, and I'm going to turn it on. And in this kettle, directly to the kettle, I'm going to add about half a cup of fresh pomegranate seeds. Now in here, I'm going to add the pods of the hibiscus flower. Now this is a special variant of hibiscus, and these ones are medicinal and they open up like this. When you add it into your hot water, it's going to start getting really bright and colorful. For this liquid, I'm going to add a handful, which is about 7 or 8 pods, and I'm going to add a large pinch of fennel seeds. The recipe is in my book, and right now I'm eyeballing for a much larger pot, but you'll see how the color changes. Pomegranate is extremely essential in Ayurvedic cooking and Ayurveda itself because it's a really wonderful fruit to eat. It is astringent and sweet and sour, and it's also considered cooling. There is a good amount of tartness that comes from the hibiscus pods that is also reflected in the pomegranate. And the hibiscus pods are astringent and sweet, they're also cooling. The fennel seeds are sweet, astringent, and pungent, and they too are cooling. To balance out all the flavors that are in this brew, I'm going to use some honey. You can use whatever honey that you prefer. This one is particularly tasty, so I'm going to save this for my cup. And in order to get my serving started, I have individual little jars. And to kind of add a little pizzazz to this drink, even when you're serving, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of pomegranate straight into my serving container. So they look like this in here, and when you add the liquid, they kind of dance around, and it's nice to see them in your jar. What I will add to this is about a tablespoon of honey straight into the jar. So in here, in the bottom, is about a tablespoon of honey and a good bit of fresh pomegranate seeds. Now look at this brew. It has gone from just plain water and a bunch of ingredients to this really bright red colored liquid, the tisane. So this tea will be ready in a minute or so, and when it turns off, I'm going to pour it directly into my serving container. Now that the spices have done dancing around in the hot water, this brew is ready. It is aromatic and tart, but in here we've got some honey to balance out the flavors. So, and one of the reasons I like to do this is that I can portion it out and put it away in the refrigerator and then cool it and have it as a chilled drink later on. So this is an option. You can either have this tisane warm while it is like this. This is actually going into the refrigerator for me, and that's why I have it in a bottle. So here you have another tisane from my book, 7 Pots of Tea. I hope you get to enjoy it. Cheers.